So today we're going to work on an Alma Thomas inspired collage. We're going to use the painting that we created before with our primary and secondary colors. So to start, we're going to have a cup, we're going to have a glue sponge, scissors, pencil, our painting, and a big white paper. So we always start with our name on the paper and put our teacher's initial. If you want to have that on the back, you can, so we can flip it over. Next, we're going to choose which color is going to be the center. So we looked at Alma Thomas's artwork. She had, a lot of them had a circle in the center and different colors radiating out. So whatever color you choose is fine. You can choose to put the cup this way or the cup this way, but you're going to trace it. If you do this way, it's a little smaller. Okay, so I'm choosing green, and I'm gonna put it on the kind of the corner of the square because I might use some of this paper later. So I'm gonna trace a circle, and I'm gonna cut that out. Now remember, with my scissors, I put thumb up, fingers down, and this left hand or the other hand is gonna have to be the steering wheel. So I'm gonna open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Okay, now I have to decide where on my piece of paper do I want to put that circle. I can have it in the center, I can put it up over towards the side. I can do, you know, it doesn't have to be right in the center. It could be over all the way in a corner if you want. You decide. And then I'm gonna take my glue sponge. Remember, we're just dipping into a glue sponge. We don't ever pick up the sponge. So we're gonna dip our circle in there. Make sure all the sides got the glue on it. And I'm going to put my circle right here. I'm going to push it down, okay? Next, I'm going to cut some strips of a color that I want to have a ring around the outside. So I'm going to start with yellow on mine. Now that I have them all cut out, I'm going to dip the strips of my first layer, my first ring around, into the glue sponge. Okay, I'm being careful. I might get a little bit on my fingers. Remember, if you get that little bit, you just roll your hands. Okay, so I'm gonna dip. So when I'm done with my first layer, I'm just gonna press these down to make sure that they really stay. If I have extra pieces, I'm gonna save these, okay? Because maybe I will use another yellow layer later, so I'm gonna save those. We're gonna just put all of our little scraps into our table folder anyway. Or maybe another kid at my table needs more yellow and I'm done with yellow. So now I'm ready for my next color. I'm gonna do orange, and I just went ahead and cut out that whole orange square to make it easier to work with. And I'm gonna give a little variety this time. Instead of having a thick radiating circle, I'm gonna go with some skinnier, thin strips. So I'm gonna cut them really thin this time. And then again, I'm gonna cut them down, or you can tear them. You might wanna do rips. Either way works. Dip them in and go all the way around my circle that way. Okay, I'm gonna save all my scraps because I might come back to orange, or somebody else might wanna use those. So I'll eventually put those in my table folder. And now I'm gonna switch colors again. So I might go over to red. if you run out of colors or you're just looking for more options, I will put out some other colored pieces that you can cut up the same way and have another similar color, okay? And remember, you can use varieties, so you can have really skinny lines, or you can have really big, fat, thick ones, okay? And you can also do 2 layers of the same color. You can make a pattern, whatever you want. So when I get to edges like this, it's okay to glue it right off of there, because at the end we'll trim those off. Now that I'm done putting on all my pieces, I've got these parts that are kind of hanging over the edges. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it upside down, and I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm just gonna cut right along where the paper goes. I'm not cutting my paper, I'm just cutting the little small pieces. So now that I'm done, I just want to double check that I didn't cover up my name, which I think I might have actually. So I'm going to flip it over and put my name on the back. Or I could write my name small on the front. If I have a little spot, I could write it small on the front. And then I'm gonna put this on the drying rack, and I'm gonna clean up all my scraps. Now, if some people are still working, we might wanna save some of these scraps in our table folder for other kids that might want to use them. If they're sticky though, let's just throw them away.